In over the past 5+ years, I have been able to take my print on demand business full time and have hundreds of bestsellers that are making me sales and profit every single day. But that also means that I have thousands of other listings that either don't do as well or have never even made a single sale. So I think that is a big misconception that many new sellers have, is that these big print on demand shops are making sales on every single item they post. And at least in my case, that is not true at all. Only a small percentage of all of my listings are making up the majority of the profit I see every single month. And a lot of other listings are just kind of getting left behind. Now, in 2025, I still had quite a few listings that had never even made a single sale that were uploaded either this year or in years past. Some as old as like 2020 were uploaded and they were still kind of just sitting there waiting for their first sale to happen. Now, I wanted to see if I could do anything to give a lot of these listings a better chance at actually getting clicks and making sales, and see if I could add to the profits I was already making by finding some new bestsellers. I really believed I had some gems in there, but there were a lot of things that I didn't do consistently, I didn't do well, I didn't know about when I was first getting started, or things that I've just implemented recently that I think would really help to boost these listings. So specifically, I wanted to see if by changing these mock-up photos, I could have a big impact. Now, what I found is that for many of these dead listings, I had used mock-ups that were really bad or just choices that I wouldn't make now. And so I changed quite a few different things, and I started actually seeing a lot of these listings come back to life. They were getting more clicks, they were getting some sales, and it all just had to do with me going through and overhauling all of these mock-up photos. I'm going to show you 5 big changes that I made to these mock-up photos and what I am doing going forward so that you can kind of have a leg up and just start implementing this now in your business to overhaul your mock-ups and make better choices from the get-go that are actually going to help you make sales. Now, one of the first things that I did, and this isn't really the first point, but I did want to tell you guys about this, is I consistently used a tool to make my mock-up photos, and that tool is called Placeit. You guys have probably heard me talk about it before, and I have been using them for a long time, but all of the new mock-ups that I made are all from Placeit. All of the changes that I was able to make and implement are all there, and they have such an incredibly large catalog of mock-ups that you really can find something that is going to work perfectly and really drive a lot of clicks and sales. So I highly recommend them. In fact, they have a free trial that I will link down below, but they are definitely worth getting the paid subscription to, in my opinion, because if it helps you get even just 2 more sales every single month, that is going to pay for itself. So a lot of times the difference between getting sales and not sales, as you guys will see, is a good mock-up photo. So I highly recommend checking them out, but let's just get started into this list of changes. Now, the very first thing that I did with these mock-ups that I overhauled is I completely stopped using flat lay mock-ups. So if you are familiar with a flat lay mock-up, it is a mock-up. It's not going to have any people wearing your items. It's not going to have someone holding an item. It's usually just going to be kind of like a cute background or just a plain background with an item kind of laid on it. So you have basic ones that don't really have anything in the background, all the way to like themed holiday ones where there's like really cute presents and there is like a lot of lifestyle elements around. So maybe there's like shoes, maybe there's a folded pair of pants, but in the end, it's just kind of a top-down photo of an item that's not really doing anything. So these were very popular in print on demand, and a lot of shops still do use flat lays. But in my opinion, I have found that listings where I have a real person wearing my item in a mock-up, those do far better. So I went ahead and I got rid of all of the flat lays that I still have, and I have been pretty much only using lifestyle mock-ups for a while, but I had quite a few remnants from way when I first got started. I pretty much only was using flat lays, and then I quickly found that, okay, that doesn't work super well, but I still had a lot of them left, or ones that I had tried to use more recently. So I changed those to lifestyle mock-ups. So I find that not just a person kind of just like standing there doing nothing, but someone with a little bit of movement, maybe like their hand is touching their head, or they are in like an environment that kind of has to do with the item you are selling. They are sitting on a couch. They are, if it's a Christmas one, in front of a Christmas tree. Those types of mock-ups do really, really well. And they don't tell your customer that, oh, this is just like a print on demand mock-up for something. This isn't real. Those actually look like real models are wearing your items. So if you get nothing else from this video, I would be changing your flat lay mock-ups to ones with real people in them. But the next couple tips go right along with that. So even if you just change them to people, there's a few things that you could be doing that are hurting your sales still. Now, another thing that I made sure to do with all of these mock-up changes, and you should make sure you're doing if you aren't already, is I stopped using just the default manufacturing partner mock-ups. So you guys probably know that I use Printify as my manufacturing partner. I love them. They are super, super easy to work with. And one thing that is nice that they have is they auto-generate mock-ups for you every time you make a new listing. So those are very, very handy, and I don't just kind of completely get rid of those, but I'm going to use those kind of as the secondary mock-up photos. So if they have an auto-generated flat lay, if they have someone wearing it or showing the back of the item or holding it up, you can still keep those mock-ups, but you want to change the primary photo image. So a lot of new sellers make the mistake of, because it's free, because it's fast and easy to use, only keeping the Printify or like Printful mockup photo, but you really should be changing that because so many other people are using them as their manufacturing partner as well. So the same mockups are going to come up over and over again for shoppers, and they just look like mockups. They don't have the same kind of appeal that a lot of the other ones on Placeit do. So Printify actually also partners with Placeit, and they recommend them as another source of mockup photos. So if you've just been using the Printify ones, highly recommend changing them. I only had a few products that I hadn't taken the time to actually put a really good mockup photo for some reason or another. And so those I made sure to completely change and add a new primary image. Now, the next thing that I did when it came to my mockup photos is there were a handful of mockups that for some reason or another, I had picked photos where you really couldn't see the image I was selling very well. So for example, maybe it was a very cute mock-up of like a lady wearing a t-shirt, but she was so far back that I couldn't really read the text well. Or it was a smaller design and I was pretty far away that you couldn't see the mock-up. So I made sure that you really could see and read all of my mock-ups. So I changed them, or I took the exact same mock-up photo and I just kind of cropped it in a little bit closer. That worked for a few of them. So make sure for all of your mock-up photos, if you're having a hard time reading them when they are very, very small, your customers are going to be the same way. So make sure that the item you are selling takes up the majority of the mock-up photo. You still want to see a little bit of the background, but you mainly want to be focused on what is on the t-shirt, on the sweatshirt, etc. So this kind of goes right into the next thing that I made sure and changed is I eliminated all faces of models from my mock-up photos. So that seems counterintuitive when I'm telling you guys, you got to use real people in your mock-ups, and that is true, but I pretty much always crop my photos right around here. I don't want people getting distracted by faces, and it might not seem like it's very distracting. There's other shops that do it with a lot of success, but in my opinion, I want my item to be the star of the show. So I'm going to crop it right about here and then right kind of below where either the t-shirt ends or the sweatshirt ends, and that works really, really well. So any photos that I hadn't taken the time to crop were just too far away where you could see the full person. I got really close and I just wanted to show off the actual item. Now, another thing that I did to make this process faster for myself, and something that I have implemented for my mockups kind of across the board, is I have a limited number of mockups that I use over and over again. I don't try to find a unique new mockup for every single listing. Now, I know that kind of sounds counterintuitive because I was just talking about you don't want to do a mockup that everybody else has, but the reality is most people, when they are buying an item from you, they are purchasing it from search. So basically, they were searching something like cute Christmas sweatshirt for moms, and they're going to look through pages and pages on Etsy, and they are going to click on one that they like. They're going to add it to their cart and they're going to check out. The majority of the time, nobody is actually clicking on your shop and looking through all of the pages of your listings to purchase your item. So a lot of times we get very stressed about how our shop looks, if we're using duplicate mockups, things like that. But it usually doesn't matter. So we just want to make sure we're using a different mockup than a lot of other sellers. But if you have 5 to 10 really good t-shirt mockups that you love that consistently are making you sales, you can use those over and over again. So my Etsy stores, they are filled with tons of the same mockups. Now, I don't use like the same one for every single listing. I kind of cycle through a few different, but if you really looked, you would see that I have the same photo over and over and over again. And that's okay. Customers know that these are mockups. They know stores use them. Even places like Target and Walmart, they're going to use the same mockup photo over and over again for different variations of things. But what this does is it saves you time when you're doing something, especially like what I was doing, where I was making a bunch of new mockups at once. If I had to go onto Placeit and scroll through and find a new mockup every single time, that would really slow me down. But if I just kind of favorited all of my favorite mockups on Placeit, and then each time I could just come back and pick through one of those 5 or one of those 10, that is going to save me so much time, and I'm always going to have the best mockups that I really love. Now, one thing that you can do that's really fun if you do have a subscription to Placeit, since you get access to all of the mockups at once, you can kind of run some tests for yourself and see what mockups do best for your shop. So you could pick 2 or 3 mockups for your t-shirts, try them out on a bunch of listings, and see which type gets the most click-through, gets the most sales. And then you can use more and more of that same mockup. So if you have one that kind of outperforms all the others, feel free to keep using it over and over again. Now, for each product type, I definitely had a handful of my favorites for those, and those were kind of just my go-tos that I could easily know that, okay, this fulfilled all of my check boxes for a good mockup. I know exactly where it is. I'm just going to pop my design on and I'm going to call it a day. So like I said, after I implemented many of those changes to my old mockup photos that for listings that were kind of dead, just sitting there, I really increased my click-through rate and I started getting sales on listings that had not made a sale in such a long time or had never made a sale at all. So I'm going to go ahead and link Placeit and Printify down below if you want to check out or make an account on either of those. Both of them have free account options as well as paid ones. And with many tools for print on demand, my philosophy is if it does help you get a couple extra sales and just pay for itself, it's worth it to have because it's going to save you time and it's going to help you get more than just a couple sales. Now, if you want a full walkthrough of how I actually make my mockups so you can kind of see that whole process that I talked about, I will link this video next if you want to check it out. But thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video.